wanted to point out on the law number 5 on the law of what was law for consistency. There was one thing that I really wanted to point out in that is that there's this awesome analogy that John brings out, and one of the things he says in his video, which when I first heard this, I was kind of blown away for a minute and didn't quite know how to react and how to feel about it. But he said, maybe it's time to stop setting goals. And I'm thinking, what? My whole life, that's all I've been told to do, is set goals. But then he goes on to discuss that there is a difference between being goal-oriented and goal-focused and growth-oriented and growth-focused. And once he explained that, it made a huge difference in what I was, what I began to think and how I began to think. And there's a graph that I think I put out there, but he mentions it in the book, but there's a nice little graph that kind of makes it, actually, it actually is in here. It's on page 80. It's just written out, but there's a neat graph that I put out there. And it breaks it down, and one column says goal consciousness and growth consciousness on the right side. And it shows the difference between the two. And some of those things in there really make a difference. So here's an example. Goal consciousness focuses on the destination, whereas growth consciousness focuses on the journey. And that's intense. Because if you're focusing on the journey to get there, the things that come up along the way, no matter how challenging they might be, you're going to expect them because you're focusing on the journey, because that's the learning process. And instead of feeling let down because you haven't reached a destination in the time you've allowed. Another one was goal consciousness motivates you and others. Growth consciousness matures you and others. It's a big one, right? I mean, that's big.
Yeah.
Matures and motivates, different, very different. Goal consciousness is seasonal. Every season we have a goal, right? Come January 1st, everyone wants to lose weight. You got a goal, right? Growth consciousness. Yep. Growth consciousness is lifelong, as we were mentioning before. It's like that transformation. It's a lifelong consciousness, a lifelong process, not just seasonal. And if we think of it that way and change our thinking to understand that growth or being growth oriented is a lifelong process, then we'll never get let down or quit on our growth because we're not focused on it seasonally or not only focused on the destination.